I was a project manager at the end for probably the last 6 or 7, but previous to that, for 30 years total, I built and maintained websites.
Awesome. That sounds really exciting. And do you currently drive part time or full time?
I'm a full-time driver. I'll drive depending on how I feel. Part-time 6 or 7 days a week. I won't put in a full 10 or a 12-hour day ever.
And how long have you been driving professionally?
Just over 6.5 years, going on 7.
Wow, that's a long time. That's as much as you been with our group, right?
Yeah, I started
Okay.
in the group pretty much only about a few months after I started driving.
Awesome. Do you have your own clientele, or you mostly do Uber and Lyft?
I mostly do Uber and Lyft.
Awesome. Would you share how much you manage to average per hour, or just the gross, or maybe
Okay.
you have a figure for a month or a year?
I would say my gross is anywhere between $35 and $40 an hour on the average. But I like to take $15 off of every hour for expenses and things like that need to be taken care of, taxes.
Depreciation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
So my
Um,
net's much lower, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. That puts you like halfway, right?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay. And is it sufficient to cover your bills and
Not always.
what is that you enjoy about this venture?
Well, I have a lot of flexibility. I can start when I want. Now, I start when it's profitable, but not just when I want. But I'm able to go home and spend a lot of time with my family. To me, that's very important. For an example, my youngest just entered high school this year, and I went to all of his sporting events, whether they were at home or far away. I would not have been able to do that if I had a 9 to 5 job still.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally, for sure. That's a good point. What do you think could be better? Like, what are
do
the
I-
things that you dislike?
What do I think what could be better, and I don't know how to make it better because it's out of my control, is I think that the rideshare companies could be a little less stingy. I think they just treat us as disposable income for themselves. In my opinion, I think that they realize that if I decided tomorrow that I didn't want to work for them anymore, it didn't matter because they've got 10 other people who would.
For sure.
Yeah.
And looking back, what would be your most memorable trip?
My most memorable trip,
Yeah.
I was waiting in Woods Hole for anybody to come off the ferry that was super profitable. And I got an XL ride that Uber said was $350. And I looked and it said Barrington. And I said, wow, $350 to go to Rhode Island? No, it was Great Barrington on the other end of the state.
3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours.
3 hours. The family that I took had 3 young children with them. And I said to them, I understand what it's like to travel with young kids. So if you guys would like to stop at one of the McDonald's on the way, I don't mind stopping, and you guys take some time, have the kids rest, let everybody be comfortable. Uber paid me for that wait time above what they offered, and the passengers gave me a C note for a tip.
Nice.
Yeah. So I ended up making about $500 on that. Now, drivers might say, well, you have to drive back with nobody in your car. That's right. But my daughter was going to school at UMass Amherst, her master's degree, and I used that time to go and have dinner with her instead. It's all about family.
Yeah, Amherst is next door, basically. I mean,
It
there
still
is a
was an
distance,
hour
yeah.
and a half away from Great Barrington.
And it's going into mountains, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And that was good. So we had a good time together, and those are the things that I'm going to remember: spending time with my kids, spending time with my wife.
What's the future holds for Tom?
A different vehicle. This is not big enough for what I'd like, I just try to keep moving forward one day at a time. If something changes drastically, I'll change with it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Is there anything at all you'd like to share with Uber, Lyft, riders, and other professional drivers?
I would like to share with the riders, my passengers. I have a lot of very generous passengers. I feel blessed, and I want to thank them for that. Though I do feel that not all the riders understand that whatever Uber is charging them for the trip, I may be getting 2/3 or 50% of that, and their generosity would mean a lot to me. Not that I expect it, but when it happens, I'm eternally grateful.
Absolutely. Yeah, tips are a huge help for drivers. I totally agree. Well, aside from a side gig, which we used to call Uber and Lyft, is there another side gig or hobby you'd like to mention?
I don't have any other side gigs. This pretty much takes up a lot of my time. I used to do a lot of woodworking as a hobby. I've got a lot of shop tools in my garage. I'd like to start getting back doing some of that, soon. But then pretty much I shuffle my kids around doing stuff, and I know it's not a hobby, but it's something that I enjoy doing.
And it takes a lot of time too.
Yeah, it does.
All your time, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey Tom, I loved your energy. I love the food that we shared. It's just a great place. I'm sure a lot of people would be interested to stop by. It's the Blue Ribbon Barbecue.
Yes,
in Arlington.
We're at the one in Arlington. There's also 2 other locations. I don't mind doing a push for them. They have a location. The original is in West Newton, and then they have a larger location in Dedham.
Yeah, simple setup, very, very tasty food, friendly service. I love it, and we'll meet soon.
Thank you very much, sir. I
Thank you, sir.
appreciate it.
Yep. Have you seen the recent interview with a Boston driver on Rideshare Guru?
No, I never go on that show.
Oh no! I mean,
But I haven't seen it.
You haven't?
No.
Yeah. It's a Boston driver aspiring to be a pilot, and
Cool.
they got the interview from him, and they were talking about how much money he makes and his goals, and it was impressive. His average gross was about $200,000 a year.
As a driver.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay, $100 grand? I can get that.
Yeah.
But because that's what? That's $2,000 a week steady.
More?
100 grand?
Oh, 200. Yeah. 100,000 is 2,000.
Yeah, that's 2,000. That's steady. So 200,000 plus. That's $4,000 a week steadily. And when we have these, we have ebbs and flows. Not every week is going to be a good week.
Right. Just steal one.
No, you're not stealing anything. They're ours.
Yeah. I mean, I did some math, and I can hardly believe that. I mean, it's possible. Like, if you if you know everything you need to know about the market, anything you need to know about Boston, I guess, and you're absolutely lucky, I guess, that's possible.
You probably have to work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day.
I think that's what he does. I don't know if he does 7 days. I don't remember. I think he mentioned 6.
Okay.
But yeah, it was hard to believe. But that served as a, as an inspiration to a lot of people to move to Boston. Right? What about that?
If they're going to make 50 grand a year tops.
Yeah. Not on back in the days when Uber was busy and it was just delivery and then it turned into personal plate vehicles, we didn't manage to do 200 items. I think we did 100, 120, working 6 days, 12 days, 12 hours. Yeah, it's hard to believe.
That's crazy too.
What about that settlement? What do you think about it?
Well, I haven't read the whole thing, but I think it's bad. Here's why. Wait till I take a bite before you ask me. It's funny. And like I said, I haven't read it all, but $32.50 an hour. And now I'm an employee and I can't deduct things on my taxes.
Wait, are they paying as W-2 or they're still doing 1099?
If I'm an employee, not a contractor, it's going to have to be a W-2.
I haven't read it at all.
Okay.
But based on what members say, I read through every member post and how people react. The way I read it is they want to keep 1099.
Okay.
They want to apply guaranteed between the time you go, pick up the client. I mean, once you accept the trip and once you drop off that client.
Yeah, that part makes sense to me.
Yeah. As far as the health insurance, I think they're somehow made an arrangement with Healthcare Connector to offer paid insurance, but it will be discounted since it's for drivers.